In a survey conducted just last week, it turns out that Micro Four Thirds users use rubber bands as belts. I don't know. Let us discuss the future of Micro Four Thirds. Does it have a place? Was Tony right? He said it would be dead in a couple years. I don't know what his timeline was, the deadline, but it feels like it.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
Before we get started, a couple show notes. We're on something you've never seen in your life. Guaranteed. Oh, I'm clipping. We're on the Fuji X-T4 with the 23mm Tony 2, but I have the wide-angle adapter on it. Are you believing this life hack? It's the one I bought for my Mitacon 25mm. I was looking at all my lenses because I'm clearing out some junk, and I was like, oh wow, do I have any? One lens with the 43mm filter thread. You wait, it's coming off. Any day now. That's a lot of turns.
When we talk.
It does stuff. Look at that. Extra stuff. Painting gone. Oh wow. So pay attention to how that looks. Usually the corners get a little strange. Or do they? They don't. It's eye tracking me out here. That is fantastic, Fuji. And a couple more side notes. I've been looking through my bags. I have some stuff that I don't want. Does anybody want this? You have to live in Toronto though. I'm not shipping this thing. So if you live in Toronto, you want a Canon SX50. It's a super zoom. It still works. You can get good shots with it. I'll try to post some that I've taken. It's just, it still gives that tiny sensor look, and I never use it. And now that I have some longer lenses for the full frame, it's like, how could I go back? Look at that thing. It's like a 1200 mil lens, 24 to 1200. So if you live and you, if you really want this for bird photography or whatever, it's yours. I have an extra battery, but it's one of those third-party ones. No guarantees on that one. And also this pocket light fold. One of them works, no problem. Wow. The other one won't charge. I don't know why. I think somebody left a comment a long time ago when I reviewed this thing, and they were like, oh, my second one died. I was like, yeah, whatever, buddy. So yeah, maybe you can get it to work. This one still works. That is, oh God. So if you live in Toronto, you want one or the other, not both, you Grinch, you greedy Grinch, just email me, vegetablepolice@gmail.com. If I get one say, oh, I'm in Africa, bro, can you ship it? Come on. I will take your grains. Yeah, your corn and your maize. Good luck without those. So Panasonic has come out with a couple interesting statements. They're going to focus on the high-end Micro Four Thirds market. That's like getting high-end hot dogs. It's still a hot dog. There's pig lips and anus glands. If this is true, which it isn't, I want that. A high GH6S with IBIS and like actual autofocus. Some new LiDAR shit. LiDAR sensor that senses my depth by beaming just pins and needles everywhere. And then you sense it, something beyond phase detect. If you're doing something like that, okay, maybe I'll keep this glorious lens that Marcus Pick sent. Oh, the fantastic glory whore. It doesn't autofocus. How's it gonna use the LiDAR system? That's the problem with these lenses. It's their problem. It's not only the Panasonic bodies. It's like these get confused even on Olympus with amazing autofocus body. The hell? They also say the GH6 will not be targeted to vloggers. Oh boy, you have pissed off the wrong elf. I have powers within, I may look small. I'm building heat right now. Take that, sack. It was an interesting little article on 4.3 Rumors with a interesting Photoshop of that GH6. That looks so real. Would you draw that with a crayon? You get your kid to do it? He did better than you did your first attempt. That's why he corrected it. It was just a couple weeks ago that Panasonic came out and said, we're focusing on vloggers now. And then now they're like, we're not. Because they obviously know they don't know what the hell they're doing. I've been saving this picture for 6 years. In July, we released the G100, which is loved by all vloggers. Name one hobo scrub sewer rat vlogger that loves this thing. Name one. You will not find one. And not this girl that you paid $90 million just to film herself with for 14 seconds before she threw that camera into the river where it belonged. Even the fish rejected it. I saw them. I filmed it on a better camera. They were in focus. The fact that Panasonic knows that they have a G9, which is almost the perfect vlogging camera if they just had a better stabilization system with wide lenses and actual autofocus. They know what they need to work on, so they get this G100 thing that removes all the best features of this. Like, they're so confused with their self. Like, oh, let's make a bowl of cereal. Let's remove the milk, add Kool-Aid. Will that work? It doesn't. Okay, remove the cereal, add raw beef, mix the Kool-Aid. This isn't working. All I can see is they're getting dumber as time goes by. They're getting worse and worse at the vlogging camera, which they're targeting, and now I think they're backing off, realizing how dumb they are. Sometimes I struggle to see where the advantages are in Micro Four Thirds. Like, it's actually bigger than the Sony A7 III. The lens isn't, but it doesn't weigh, I think it weighs more, or the same. There's no size advantage, it's only disadvantages. Worse autofocus, better stabe, but now that the A7S III is coming, they fixed it. Oh God, that was an expensive mistake. You would think Micro Four Thirds place is smaller bodies. So that would mean the low-end market most likely, because you shrink it down, you can't do enough of the speedy stuff in the 10-bit. Where's like the G1 or whatever that was, the GM1, the tiny one? Update that thing. You're not gonna, you're a bitch. I think Panasonic is focusing all their energy into full frame, but where are the lenses? That system's been out for what, like 4 years or something? They have like a couple giant lenses. Where's the more? Where's the more? Where are they? Imagine directing all your energy towards something and just nothing happens. That's like me when I have sex. Just nothing. I've seen her yawn before. So bottom line here, Panasonic focusing most of their effort on full frame, but in a lazy manner, leaving Micro Four Thirds to rot and rust. And there's nothing exciting on unless they have a new autofocus system. I won't even look at them. If it's something new with, oh, 8K, 10-bit, no problem, edit's fine, it's raw, 240p, contrast detect. If it's that, I will send you to pick up my loaf of bread, and I don't even eat bread. What a waste of time that was. I ain't even gonna tip you a nickel. I'll tip you raw meat Kool-Aid cereal. That's what you're getting. All of Panasonic's advantages were just erased in the Sony A7S III. It cost money, unfortunately, but it pretty much debunked Panasonic. And now they have to, I don't know what they're even gonna do. What could they possibly do? Unless it's 480p, 1080p. You got me back on your side. I will keep a lens for the celebration. My tiny little Leica lens that does not autofocus. Oh, that hurts. I have a lens shelf, one of those tall CDs. All my stuff's here, got racks. I got way too much stuff. That's why I'm thinking of giving some of the stuff away. I was thinking of giving the Samsung away, but I know the owner who gave it to me said, if you ever don't want that thing, you give it back to me, you mail it back. And I was like, okay. I can't imagine, I'd rather keep it than mail it to him. But if someone in Toronto wants it and he gives you his blessing, then it's yours. Or is it? It's not. So Panasonic pretty much written off. Then you got Olympus. They have potential. Little Olympus. But where are the lenses? I want a pro lens. Their widest one is 17 mils. I was thinking of getting that 12 mil, Tony 2, but I can't imagine investing more money in. We're getting that A7 III S. Oh God, I just bought it from Camera Canada with a large helping from Flat Earth Santa. He may have donated a pretty large chunk of that. And Camera Canada did give me a discount. And Sony's giving me a further education discount. Because as I use it, you'll learn a lot. I just can't imagine picking this and choosing it over the Fuji or the Sony. So why buy the lens? Why spend? I saw one on Kijiji, 450 bucks. It had some dust in it. It's like, oh, minor dust. Probably won't affect it. If you stop right down to Tony 2, you don't see that dust. If there's fingerprints inside, I would question your motives, but there wasn't. But Olympus is more up in the air. They did sell off their company, so we don't know if the new guys are gonna do good things, make a video-centric camera. They're talking a good game, so you never know. They could, but the dynamic range of a leopard on a black night sky. If you're an aspiring YouTube hobo that rubs dirt on his pants for style, and you're thinking, oh, what system should I buy into? I can't see Micro Four Thirds being on your radar for anything. Fuji, Sony, those are the top two. Canon, if you don't mind bowing down to people who spit on you. Samsung, I wish they would come back. I would lean a smartphone over Micro Four Thirds. Why not the new iPhone 12 Max Pro Max? That's maximum. Do you see Max on the G9 anywhere? Oh, G9 Max, it's here. Oh, that's good. That's a good camera. That's a good buy. I'm not seeing the future plan here. I need some Panasonic or Olympus executive to come out and say, this is what we're working on. Never do they do that. I'm not gonna lie to you, a video-centric Olympus with a 10 megapixel sensor and that IBIS, the color science, leapfrogging up into 480 frames per second, 4K. I reached too hard. But even then, you lack tone, just like I do today. It's a Tony 2 on an APS-C. At Tony 3, that's a chair, and you knew it. You knew it. You knew that was a scooter that I almost died on yesterday. Trying to use an idle cam on the handlebars. My thing snapped off while I was riding. I was like, oh God. Video coming on the other channel. That's fun times. So Panasonic, you're dead. Olympus, maybe. I hold hope, not much. Panasonic colors are weird. Orange face, bitch. Are you gonna leave? Thanks for buying now. Distract them with lights. Oh, it's the opposite. I broke it. Subscribe for more to say.